A spoonful of apple cider vinegar seems simple, right? But what almost no one tells you is that this spoonful, when used the right way, can greatly help your sexual life, improve blood circulation to the penis, and pave the way for firmer and longer-lasting erections. That's right. Something so cheap and often forgotten on the shelf has a direct impact on how blood reaches where you need it most. I am Adra Camilla Zega, a doctor with over 20 years of experience specializing in men's health and clinical nutrition. Apple cider vinegar isn't a miracle, but it works when used correctly, at the right time, and by those who can safely use it. It acts on deep internal processes that influence your blood pressure, blood sugar, weight, metabolism, satiety, and even the quality of blood circulation to the penis. Yes, it's all interconnected. When a man understands this, half of his sexual problems start to resolve themselves. That's why I need you to understand the real reason for taking apple cider vinegar every day. It's not a trend, not an internet invention, and it's not for everyone. But when it's right for you and used properly, the benefits are very real, and the science behind it is more powerful than most people imagine. Now that you understand why apple cider vinegar has such a strong effect on the male body, I need to explain exactly how to take it, when to use it, and what really works. Because knowing it improves circulation, hormones, and performance is useless if you use it the wrong way. That's where many men unknowingly sabotage their results. The first thing you need to know is that apple cider vinegar isn't an instant miracle, but it also doesn't take months to show effects. It works as a daily internal adjustment, something that starts quietly but changes your digestion, energy, and sexual response in just a few days. That's why the right timing makes all the difference. Most men I see prefer taking it in the morning on an empty stomach, and I truly recommend that time because your body is more sensitive, receptive, and ready to absorb what you give it. A simple spoonful mixed in warm water already awakens circulation, starts clearing excess sugar, reduces belly bloating, and improves the production of nitric oxide, the main compound responsible for opening the penile veins and ensuring firmer erections. But I know not every man likes taking something on an empty stomach, and that's fine. In that case, the second best time is before main meals, especially before lunch. When you take it before eating, it controls the blood sugar spike after the meal, prevents that heavy belly feeling and sluggish digestion, and, most importantly, avoids the sudden energy crash that kills sexual desire in the afternoon. It's amazing how a man who feels constantly tired starts regaining vigor simply by adjusting this detail. Another important point, never take it undiluted. Besides irritating the stomach, it can cause reflux and even damage tooth enamel. Always dilute it. It's simple, discreet, and effective. And please don't overdo it. More isn't better. Consistency matters, not excess. 1 teaspoon at a time does its job better than you think. Many men I treat ask how long it takes to notice a difference in sexual performance. I usually say that the male body gives quick signals when something improves circulation and hormones. For some, 3 to 5 days are enough to notice more active mornings, firmer erections, and a different level of energy throughout the day. For others, 1 or 2 weeks get everything back on track. The key is consistency, not skipping days, not quitting halfway, and not combining it with junk that sabotages your testosterone. It might seem surprising, but for some men, the best results come at the end of the day, before bed, when the goal is to control blood sugar and reduce abdominal fat buildup. Why does this matter for sexual health? Because excess belly fat reduces blood flow and lowers testosterone. So when you take a light dose at night, your body avoids those sharp spikes and drops that harm performance. It's like preparing your body to wake up more active, alert, and sexually responsive. The secret is finding the timing that suits your body, testing it for a few days, and observing how your energy changes. And don't be fooled. When circulation improves, a man feels it firsthand. When hormones start balancing, the body responds. When blood sugar drops, desire increases. It's all connected. That's why I say apple cider vinegar isn't just a healthy habit. It's a silent ally that, when used correctly, improves not only your bedroom performance, but your overall health. The more consistent you are, the more your body shows gratitude through energy, potency, and confidence. Now that you know how to take it, I need to show you what really happens inside your body when this acidic liquid starts circulating. This is where many men are surprised. They think apple cider vinegar only helps digestion, but no, it affects deep parts of your metabolism, directly impacting sexual health. The first change is in blood circulation. Apple cider vinegar reduces blood viscosity, meaning it flows much more easily through the vessels. And when blood flows more freely, you feel it where it matters most: faster, firmer, and more resilient erections. It's as if your veins respond better to stimulation, opening wider and filling completely. No man forgets that difference. It shows up even when he's not trying to impress anyone. The second change is hormonal. Men over 40 often experience gradual but steady drops in testosterone. Some aren't noticed at first, but they reduce strength, libido, and confidence. Daily apple cider vinegar helps control insulin resistance and silent inflammation, two things that directly attack testosterone production. When these stabilize, the male body reacts as if it's been reset. Mood improves, energy returns, and a seemingly faded libido reignites strongly. Another key change happens in the liver, which controls your energy, metabolism, and even sexual vigor. An overloaded liver leaves a man slow, tired, and with weak erections. When apple cider vinegar starts clearing excess fat and improving toxin processing, the whole body feels lighter, like removing a weight from your shoulders. That lightness shows up in natural sexual appetite without effort. Digestion also improves, influencing more than you might think. Better digestion means better absorption of vitamins, minerals, and everything that fuels circulation and hormones. Men who suffered from bloating, gas, and a high belly notice the abdomen deflating and the body functioning more fluidly. It's impressive how sexual health improves when the stomach stops being a problem. But perhaps the strongest effect is on blood sugar. Controlling glucose protects your arteries, and protecting arteries protects erections. Men with blood sugar spikes and crashes are the ones who most complain of fatigue, impotence, and low energy. Apple cider vinegar acts as a brake on those spikes, restoring stability. A stable body responds with potency. There's one more thing. When you start feeling these combined changes, your mind changes too. You feel more capable, in control, and confident in your body. Every man knows confidence is half of performance. That's why I always say, when you care for your circulation, liver, digestion, and hormones, your sexual life transforms automatically. Apple cider vinegar helps all these areas at once. It's discreet, cheap, easy to use, and extremely effective with consistency. I see this every day in the men I treat. They arrive insecure and worried, thinking the problem is permanent, and little by little, their body wakes up again. It all starts with a simple habit, a small action that, when added to your day, changes how your body works from the inside out. That's why I always emphasize, don't underestimate a teaspoon a day. It seems insignificant, but its effect on the male body is profound. When apple cider vinegar truly starts working in the male body, the benefits don't appear timidly. They arrive clearly, almost like signals from the body itself, showing it's functioning as it should. As I always tell my patients, the male body never lies. When circulation improves, hormones balance, and energy rises, you notice no one needs to tell you. The first impact is always vitality, that constant fatigue, post-lunch sluggishness, feeling like only half of what you used to be. It starts to fade. Not because vinegar acts like an artificial stimulant, but because it regulates blocked processes. When blood sugar stabilizes, you don't crash midday. When digestion becomes efficient, you don't waste energy processing food. This restores strength, drive, and a greater desire to live and seek pleasure. Another common change is in mornings. Men who hadn't had energy upon waking for months start noticing the body responding again. It's natural. Better nighttime circulation brings back morning erections, one of the most important signs of male health. Many only realize they'd lost it when it returns, like the body saying, I can still do this. It boosts self-confidence in a way no expensive supplement can. Digestive health also transforms deeply. Men with bloating, constipation, or reflux notice the abdomen deflating, bowels regulating, and lightness returning. Many don't realize a poor digestion hinders libido. The body reduces sexual interest to conserve energy when heavy or inflamed. When everything aligns, desire returns naturally. Another improvement is body sensitivity. Daily circulation stimulation wakes dormant areas with greater intensity, not just intimately, but overall. Touch feels different, stimulation more vivid, sexual response quicker and stronger. Many think this is just aging, but it's circulation, and circulation can recover. There's also a silent but powerful benefit: reduced abdominal fat. Not miraculous weight loss, but the dangerous belly fat that directly affects testosterone. Even a small reduction naturally raises testosterone, and when it rises, everything improves: strength, mood, libido, erections, confidence. It's a domino effect, starting small and ending in complete transformation. What impresses me most is how this reflects in behavior. The man dresses better, looks in the mirror differently, feels more capable. He moves with firmness, speaks with assurance, and his partner often notices before he does. I see it constantly. When male energy returns, it commands the room. This isn't fantasy or motivational talk. It's biology, the body at its best. It all begins with a habit that seems too small for such impact, but the male body responds quickly when given something that eases its work. Apple cider vinegar doesn't do it alone, but it opens doors, unlocking processes, clearing excesses, balancing hormones, improving circulation. It prepares the ground for a man to return to his natural state: strong, active, confident, and potent. Now I need to address something many avoid, but as a doctor, I won't omit. Apple cider vinegar doesn't work for everyone. Not because it's weak, but because some men use it wrong at the wrong time or ignore important body signals. When that happens, instead of improving circulation, energy, and sexual health, they only irritate the stomach, worsen reflux, or disrupt digestion. The most common mistake is taking too much, thinking it speeds results. I've seen men taking 3 or 4 undiluted spoonfuls daily, burning their throat and stomach, then complaining it doesn't work. Of course not. The body needs balance, not excess. Vinegar is strong and acidic. It must be diluted and respected. Forcing it causes defense reactions: inflammation, closure instead of opening. Another issue is wrong timing. Those with gastritis, reflux, or stomach sensitivity should avoid empty stomach use. It irritates the lining and causes burning discomfort. Many insist on internet methods instead of adapting to their body. If sensitive, take it after eating. The effect remains excellent without aggression. It also won't help if you overload on dietary sugar. Daily vinegar can't counter constant bread, soda, beer, pasta, and sweets. It stabilizes glucose but can't miracle away liver sabotage, especially harmful to sexual health. A toxic, fatty liver drops testosterone, slows circulation, and kills desire. Vinegar helps but can't overcome destructive habits alone. Medications matter too. Those on diabetes, blood pressure, anticoagulant, or heart drugs should consult a professional first. Vinegar affects glucose, circulation, and absorption. It's safe but needs alignment. I'm not saying this to scare you, but to guide. Your body is serious business. Also, beware low-quality vinegar. Cheap ones with dyes and flavorings lack therapeutic effects, irritating more than helping. The difference between real vinegar with the mother and industrialized versions is huge. One works for you, the other adds toxins to the liver, harming male energy. The biggest, most silent risk is using a good habit to mask a serious issue. Some men think vinegar alone fixes erections when they actually have hypertension, diabetes, chronic inflammation, testosterone deficiency, or circulatory problems. Vinegar helps, but doesn't replace real care or reverse years of neglect quickly. It's an ally, not a savior. I tell you this because I work with men. I understand trying to fix things alone, silently, hiding fear of failure, potency loss, or desire fade. I know a simple habit can be the turning point, but only when done right on the right body, responsibly. Now that you've read this far, the most important message: apple cider vinegar isn't just a natural trick. It's a reminder of what happens when you give your body exactly what it needs to perform at its peak. As a doctor and woman who's closely followed many men, I say, caring for your male energy improves everything: posture, voice, behavior. Your partner notices, work feels it, even your mirror gaze changes. Nothing is more powerful than a man regaining his confidence. That's why I emphasize, don't underestimate small daily habits, not occasional ones. Vinegar is just the start, the gateway to a more active, lighter, stronger, vibrant body. The greater transformation comes when you commit to ongoing respect for your body. If you're ready for bigger steps, deeper care, advanced strategies for men's health, I'm here. I create content to guide men like you. Straightforward, no taboos, no fluff. If you want closer access, more complete methods, join my members group. Not as advertising, but as continuation. When a man decides to truly care for his health, he needs firm, clear, ongoing guidance.